After spending 2 full winters in Portugal, I kind of got an idea about how is winter in Portugal, and I synthesized for you in this video a couple of things that you should know before having your first winter in Portugal. I wish I knew those things, because talking about my first winter in Portugal, it kind of was like hell. It was a very bad winter. I thought I made a terrible mistake buying a property in Portugal. I thought I would never get used to things that are happening in the winter in Portugal, and kind of you have to learn how to deal with this new stuff. And because I don't want you to get the same experience as I did, just watch this video and I put together for you some quick and little advice about spending winter in Portugal. The first thing you need to learn is that in winter people live more outside than inside. Of course, people in Portugal live outside kind of all of the time because of the good weather. But in winter they have a special reason for doing this, and this reason is that while the weather is very pleasant outside, in the houses the temperature is freezing cold. So they don't have the money to heat the houses are not insulated, and electricity costs a lot of money. It's kind of one of the countries with the most expensive electricity in Europe. So the people in Portugal don't have a lot of money, and they don't have the money to properly heat their houses, and for that reason they are living outside. So the first thing, the people who are not going to work, the people who are staying home, or the people who are working from home, the first thing they do in the morning is open the windows, let the sun and the fresh air come out in the house. And if they have outdoor spaces, which they have, because in Portugal it doesn't make sense to come in Portugal and not have an outdoor space, they are taking their coffee, their breakfast, they are even working like Flavius all day outside. So outside is very warm and pleasant, even in the cold months like January and February. Even when it's raining, it's kind of pleasant, but in the house it's freezing cold. So if you don't have this lifestyle, more of an outdoor person, you need to become one if you want to spend the winter in Portugal. Also, another reason to spend the time outside in the winter is that it's the perfect season to do that. In the summer, the sun is very hot, very powerful. You kind of can get outside early in the morning and in the evening. During the day, you are kind of probably, if you are not used to that, you are going to collapse on the street. This happened to me during the one summer that I spent in Portugal. This happened to me also starting kind of from April, May. The sun starts to be very powerful, so you cannot be outside after 12 o'clock. So if you want to spend a whole day outside, the proper season to do that is in the winter, because the sun is mild, and it doesn't mean that you don't have the need for the sunglasses, the hat and the CPF. You need to have these 3 items. This could be a totally separate video about you cannot exist in Portugal without a hat, sunglasses and CPF, no matter the day of the year. So you do need those things in the winter, but you can stay outside during a whole day. Another thing that happens in the winter is that everything is cheaper. The accommodation, the grocery at the supermarket, the coffee at the bar, everything is cheaper, but you have fewer options. And of course, I'm talking about Algarve because I'm talking about my own experience. Algarve is the area where we bought our apartment. I understand that in Lisbon, Porto, the bigger cities and cities in general, this is not the case, but in Algarve, where we are, in the winter, everything is closed. And I don't mean just the bars and the fun in Albufeira. I am talking about hotels are closed, shops are closed, even some small boutiques are closed, like clothes or something like that. Some restaurants, they are not opening if it's not the season. So we had a lot of restaurants that in Quarteira, in Lule, in Tavira, they are not open because it's winter. So they are only open when it's the touristy period. So if you are not bothered by the fact that you are going to have fewer options and not everything is going to be in one place, which bothered us very much in the beginning because we didn't know at what restaurants to eat, where is the best food, where to shop, we didn't know anything, and it was quite a hassle for us, this on top of everything, and it was quite an annoyance until we kind of learned where to go and what to shop from where. It's kind of a process to learn this, 2 years in Portugal, and we still are learning a couple of things. We don't know everything. It's a process. So if you are not bothered by the scarcity of things and the things being closed, the winter is cheaper to be in Portugal. Let's talk about the clothes, because I know that people have this idea that in Portugal you have 300 days of sun per year and the sun is always shining and you are going to wear your summer clothes all year long. This is not true, absolutely not true. You have 300 of days of sun and the sun is shining and the weather is fine even when it's raining, because you have kind of like a week or two in February or March when it's raining kind of non-stop. But other than that, you have a great weather. But the fact that the sun is shining doesn't mean that it's warm outside. It's very cold, and if you are living near the ocean, like we are in Algarve, maybe you are living on the west coast, maybe on the Silver Coast, I mean, or I don't know, near the coast, the wind is very nasty and you need to have proper clothes for winter. And when I say proper clothes, I mean you need winter jackets, you need pullovers, you need the boots, because okay, you need boots if you are the hiking type, but you need boots in the winter because it's going to rain out of nowhere. Even if it's going to rain for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you need proper boots in Portugal. And it's another reason why you need proper footwear in Portugal, is because all the terrain is up and down, up and down. Wherever you go in Portugal, I don't think I went as far as I managed to explore Portugal so far, and we explored quite a bit this year. We went to Nazaré, we went to Coimbra, we went to Évora, we went a little bit at Lisbon as well. So we explored a lot of areas this year, and we didn't find a flat surface. All the Portugal is hills, up and downs, and you need proper footwear for this. The hills are out of question. You need the sneakers with proper soles, rubber soles, so you don't slip and fall. So coming back to the winter thing, and because I could talk about clothes all day long, you need warm clothes because you are going to be freezing, especially if you want to go to the beach or you want to be outdoor more, which you kind of need to be. You will need this. I also had, on top of pullovers and winter jackets, I also have something for my ears to protect me from the wind, and this is also a must. And you are going to look rather silly if you want to watch my videos from the winter with something to cover your ears and with the winter jacket, and in the same time with the sunglasses, because you need sunglasses. You cannot go outside in Portugal without sunglasses, no matter what is the day, what is the season. The sun is very bright, and this is kind of a characteristic in Portugal, and you are not going to understand this. You can listen 100 YouTube videos until you come in Portugal and you see for yourself how bright the light is and how you cannot actually have your eyes open without glasses. You are not going to understand. But just for good measure, pack sunglasses with you. And last but not least, you have to learn the ritual that everybody performs or should perform in their houses each day when they are in Portugal, and especially if you are in an older house like I am. So everybody in the morning, especially people who are living in older houses, do this. They woke up in the morning, and the first thing they do, they open the windows so they can air the house. After they air the house, they are trying to take out the humidity from the house. We have two dehumidifiers which work with electricity, but there are other kinds of methods to take the humidity out of the house. There are some stones. I'm going to insert here a picture. This is my favorite product. You find this at Continente. It's kind of like cheap. You can get the plastic thing and the rock inside for 12 euros, and then only the rock inside that does the job is like 4 or 5 euros, and this will keep you kind of like 1 month depending where you are. So I'm really near to the ocean, and this keeps me like 3 weeks. I'm very happy with this product, and also it kind of gives in the room a nice smell. And after you dehumidify, then you are starting to heat the room. And you do this each and every day, because if you are not doing this, your house is going to be damp, your clothes are going to be damp, and everything is going to be humid and damp, and the mold will set in, and you're going to have problems, respiratory problems. In the first year that we stayed in Portugal during the winter, we even have some mold on the ceiling in the bathroom, one of the bathrooms. Of course, we got to Leroy and bought some special solution, and we treated it, and we've been fortunate ever since that we didn't have this mold anymore. But you have to pay attention during the winter to check the house for the mold and other things that can appear, and to do this every single day. If you want to have clothes that are not humid, your bed to be and your sheets to be all wet, and your carpets and so on and so forth. So yeah, you kind of have to integrate this step into your life each and every day. Please leave it in the comments, how is your winter in Portugal? If you encounter any of these problems or maybe others, leave it in the comments, because people are trying to learn about things before moving to Portugal so they can avoid these troubles that I have or maybe you have. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!